Danny Mills from the Perth Wildcats here as Summer League. I know you're a busy man, but you've been around a few Summer Leagues. This year in particular feels particularly crazy for many other reasons. How are you finding it?
Yeah, it's good. It's always good to get back here. Obviously, see games, see players that we've been talking to, meet with agents, and then reconnect with people around the NBA and international clubs. It's always a good time to be back in Vegas.
For that reason alone, okay, we can talk about the connections you've built over the years, but you are here obviously putting together a shopping list, trying to execute to get this roster ready. How is that going, and what are you exactly looking for?
Yeah, look, obviously our roster, when we started this offseason, we recontracted Christian Doolittle, got Dylan Windler, brought in Sunday and Lat Mayen, and added a few other pieces. We're excited about that. And then, the needs are obvious out there. We're looking for a guard. And then obviously we have a 5 position as well that we're looking for. So, that search continues. We feel good, like where things are at. You've got to be patient. The NBL is a league where, you have to wait for other leagues to start making moves before potentially players can start looking at us. And so for us, we've done that the last 2 years and felt good about where we've landed. So we'll be patient and finding the right piece as opposed to jumping early is what's important.
We're seeing that here, especially this year with how many Aussies are connected to potential two-ways, that those decisions and around high-level Europe, they do come later than a lot of fans would like. We know the idea to get that marquee centre. Do you still believe there's a marquee out there that's attainable to get?
Yeah, look, there's still some, local players out there that are very high level. We've had discussions. We'll continue to do that as we continue to look at where our roster's at and who we can add and who are the best players we can bring in that are going to complement who we already have.
We always like, there's names always thrown around there of exciting guards. There's a lot of exciting players here. What type of point guard in particular are you looking forward? Because you mentioned the roster you've already building here with the defense, the versatility, Detch, Windler, Doolittle, those three alone, like that's going to be fun. What's going to be their driving force? Who's going to have the keys? What type of guard?
Yeah, look, in a perfect world, you're getting a floor general, a facilitator, a guy that can really put heat on the rim, get in the paint, and then make plays, whether it's for himself or for others. And we feel like if we can land that, then that's going to unlock kind of our offensive side. And as you said, we're going to have a defensive identity this year, which we're excited about, and continue to build on that from last year and the years past. And again, like there's so many players. I mean, you guys are here, you see all these players around, and this is only just a fraction of the guys that are on the market. Guys that played overseas and aren't here at Summer League. So, you just continue to have good conversations, and as the market continues to close here at Summer League and players start to really look at their opportunities, that's when I think decisions will get made.
We always see that, and it's fascinating into the fans back home, but you're right, because this back end of the week is actually probably the most important for a lot of NBL teams, which is why everyone stays around. Someone who's been around the game as long as you have, how hard is Summer League to evaluate? Because it's a different style, you get 10 fouls, it is a different, unique game compared to anywhere in the world.
Yeah, it is, and every NBA team comes here with different personnel. They have their rookies, second year, third year guys that they're trying to get minutes into. And then by the end of the week, they're trying to look at guys that maybe are auditioning for two-ways or E10s they want to bring to camp. And then there's other guys that probably might even be more talented, but they're not really on their radar, but wanted to play Summer League. And they may not play a lot, but they might be a benefit for your roster. So it's not really about evaluating guys that are playing here. It's already knowing the ones before you come here that you're trying to target and then meeting with them or their representatives while you're here.
That's spot on. I love that because it's exactly how it goes down. And lastly, the next start's a very exciting one because we've seen the track record. Aman's had some good opportunity here. Alex Sarr looks unbelievable in his second year. By the way, I'm sure he shocked you when you saw him as well, but you expecting big things?
Yeah, look, we're really excited about Noah. This is a third straight year we've had an X-Star. Like you said, Alex was incredible for us. We had Ethan last year, which is great addition. And then Noah, we feel like Noah just coming off a World Cup with France. We're excited to get him to Perth, get him into our system, into our player development program and see where he progresses. But, he's going to have opportunity from day one, and it's up to him to really buy into what we're about as a club, but also to buy into the player development program, get himself, opportunities to play in his first year.
Well, we can't wait to see it all come together. And good luck for the rest of the week as me and Dad start to calm down. I know the rest of the teams are still working hard, so good luck.
Thanks, Pete. Appreciate it.